Teaching a child to read and to spell is actually really simple, and I'm going to show you how. The first thing we're going to talk about is phonemic awareness, which is literally just the ability to recognize sounds in words and manipulate those sounds in words. If I was to say the sounds are at, the child must be able to say that word would be mat. Or I might say, I have the word map. Can you tell me the sounds? And they would say app. That is the very first, most foundational piece that your child is going to need to be able to do this later on. The second thing they need is the code. We're going to teach them letters, and then you'll move on to syllable types. But we're going to talk about a beginning reader. What we want them to do is recognize the letter, its sound, say what those sounds are, and put it back together to read the word. So for example, I would say map, right? Showing them how they're going to be doing this. They are going to do it on their own. Net, right? So you're going to model how you do this and then have them practice with that on their own as well. Same thing with spelling. I'm going to model it and then they're going to do it on their own. So for example, when I am spelling, I'm going to be using this phonemic awareness piece. Mat. We know that we have 3 sounds in this word, and we have to figure out what the letters that correspond to these sounds are. Ooh, the letter M says a, ooh, a, a, t, ooh, T. Let's read it. At, mat. I spelled the word mat. Your turn. Can you spell the word sat? Now they're going to do the same thing. They would do the lines for each sound. S, a, t. Okay, what are the letters that say sat? They're going to do it on their own. S, a, sat. Sat. Let's read it. Sat. We spelt the word sat, right? These are the components that your child needs to be able to read and spell, and we have to make sure that these foundations are set before we move on to harder things like these syllable types. I created the beginning reader curriculum that goes over all of the foundations that we just talked about. I made it simple, I made it fast, and I incorporated games and multisensory activities so that your child was engaged and had that hands-on learning. I'm having a massive back-to-school sale. Comment the word begin and I will send you the link and you can get 30% off.